Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be stung by a scorpion? They're small, they're terrifying, and if you get stung, your survival isn't something you should count on. But what if we told you that their marine counterparts were even worse? With a deadly sting and a camouflage that makes them almost invisible, the scorpionfish is a sea devil you won't even see coming. Don't worry, we'll tell you how you can stay safe from it. But first, let's take a look at what the scorpionfish is. There are more than 200 species of scorpionfish across the world, and most of them are found in the Indian and South Pacific Oceans. Just like humans, this dangerous sea monster loves warm waters and beautiful coral reefs. But unlike humans, there's a far more sinister purpose behind its love. Even though the species grows to less than 2 feet tall, don't be fooled by its size, because it's one of the deadliest predators in the world. The coral reefs provide the perfect place for a scorpionfish to hide and hunt its prey. Scorpionfish only hunt at night and spend daylight hours resting in crevices. They're covered in feathery fins or skin flaps that help them with camouflage with the coral reefs. Some of them are dull in color, being either brown or yellow, but other species can be bright red or orange. Meaning, there isn't just one place where they can hide. Whether they choose to hide in reefs or rocks, they'll become almost completely invisible. And once they've hidden, they start waiting to ambush anything that swims by. This system of hide and catch works pretty well for them, considering they're terrible swimmers except for short bursts of speed. Their prey never sees what's coming until it's far too late. A scorpionfish's mouth is wide, allowing the fish to suck and swallow prey whole in one bite quickly. Their diet usually consists of small fish, crustaceans, and snails that also live in coral reefs, but they eat pretty much anything that can be swallowed whole. Because they tend to live in rocks near the seafloor where they can hide, some subspecies of the scorpionfish are also known as the rockfish or stonefish. But camouflage isn't the only weapon up their sleeve. The scorpionfish is anything but a one-trick pony. It's the venom that makes them truly dangerous. If the camouflage was to hide from prey, the venom is used to go nuclear against anything they might think is a threat. That includes humans, but we'll get to that later. Most of the time, the animals getting stung are predators. Not that there are many creatures in the sea who would pick a fight with a scorpionfish. If a scorpionfish is bitten by a predator, grabbed, or stepped on, it immediately erects its spines in defense, and once these spines pierce through the skin of another animal, the venom enters the victim's blood. From that moment on, survival is something that just isn't going to happen. The scorpionfish venom is a neurotoxin. Once you get stung, you'll start to feel an intense throbbing pain that just continues, increasing until the end of the first 2 hours. If you thought that was it, you're in for a terrible surprise, because then the other symptoms kick in. Other reactions to the venom include nausea, vomiting, cramps, and tremors. Even if you get stung by one of the less venomous varieties of the scorpionfish family, it's not going to be a fun time for you. But if there's one thing that is constant with nature, it's that things can always be worse. If you get stung by one of the stonefish, for example. If you're unfortunate enough for that to happen, then God help your soul, because some have venom that can kill an adult human being in under an hour. Even if the venom doesn't kill you, you still might drown due to the paralysis it causes. Not that better of an alternative, huh? And you'll be shocked to learn that it's not uncommon to come into contact with a scorpionfish for people who like water sports such as snorkeling and deep-sea diving. In fact, many Australian hospitals keep the anti-venom on hand, along with treatments for the toxin of every other dangerous animal that lives on the island. People have been hurt or even killed by stepping on a scorpionfish that is resting on the ocean floor. If you ever come into contact with one, you'll have to treat it like the ultimate emergency. If anyone gets stung by a scorpionfish or a stonefish, the first step you have to take is to remove the victim from the water as soon as possible. Then, you have to contact emergency helpline numbers immediately after that. If the spines are still visible, remove them using tweezers as soon as possible. Then wash the surrounding area with soap and water. Keeping the stung area warm for about an hour may help deactivate the venom. Vinegar is another thing that might help reduce pain if you have it on hand, but even if you've done everything you can possibly do, medical care is an absolute must for any kind of scorpionfish sting. While they're not usually fished for because of their venom, sometimes reef-dwelling scorpionfish will get caught in nets placed near the reefs. You can imagine what happens afterward. As for the fish that prefer to live near the surface, anyone can come in contact with them, so it's important to wear protective footwear at all times while wading through coastal waters. There are hundreds of stings each year. A woman from Saudi Arabia died just last May after stepping on a scorpionfish. Just like other marine creatures, deaths due to scorpionfish venom are likely underreported. But even if most people make it out alive after getting stung, recovery takes about 1 to 2 days. Children and the elderly are more susceptible to venom than young adults. Keep yourself and your kids safe while you're out on vacation, everyone. While we're on the topic of children, it's actually pretty interesting how the scorpionfish mate as well. The species is pretty solitary. The creatures don't form groups. Most of the time, it's every fish for itself. The only time they come and work together is when producing children. Females can release over 15,000 eggs at one time. That sounds like a lot of work. But it's necessary because most of these possible children won't make it. Immediately after the female releases her eggs, the male will release sperm cells into the water, fertilizing them. After mating, the adults move away and seek cover so that predators aren't able to see them. It's pretty great parenting. These fertilized eggs float to the surface where egg-eating predators are less likely to get to them. After about 2 days, the eggs hatch. The babies aren't ready to join the world of adults just yet. They wait until they're big enough to swim down to the reefs where the adults swim. Big enough, for scorpionfish, means about 1 inch, which isn't really that big at all. There's not much else we know about their reproduction system. There are many misconceptions about this species, including some people mistaking lionfish and scorpionfish for each other. Let's clear up some differences between the two. The scorpionfish and lionfish belong to the same Scorpionidae family, but this is where the similarities end between the two. Lionfish are a lot bolder, from their coloring to how they hunt, while the scorpionfish uses its colors to blend in with its surroundings and wait for its prey. The lionfish has taken a completely different route. The bright red or maroon is meant as a warning to predators that the lionfish is not easy prey because of its venom. But unlike the scorpionfish, the lionfish is all bark and has a lot less bite because its venom is a lot weaker. That doesn't mean you should go about messing with the lionfish, though. Just because it has a weaker venom doesn't mean that the venom won't hurt. But since the lionfish can't use its colors to blend in with its environment, it faces a dilemma. It can't wait and hide to catch its prey, so instead, it hunts for them. While the scorpionfish catches its prey during the night, lionfish are diurnal, preferring to do it during the day. The lionfish species isn't to be messed with, even if it's a lot less dangerous than the scorpionfish or the stonefish. Scorpionfish are small and slow, but they have a range of mechanisms and strategies that make him one of the deadliest creatures on the planet. Their camouflage makes them almost invisible, and their venom promises that any encounter with them will not only be extremely painful, but you might also not make it out alive. So if you're going swimming in the sea, make sure that there are not any of these sea devils around, because these are just another entry in the long list of sea creatures that can kill you.